I was born into a household that was experiencing domestic violence. My father had an alcohol addiction, and when he drank, he was very violent. I only lived with him probably less than 2 years. In that time frame, my mom came to know Jesus, and my father was furious. This became such a strong challenge that he kicked us out of his house and destroyed my mom's belongings. The earliest memory I have is seeing him destroy our dining room and living room during an argument. However, this story is not about him, but you need to know this in order to understand the story that I'm sharing today. When I met my husband, Jose Luis, we had an instant connection. It was almost as if we both had gone through challenging relationships and we needed each other in our lives. Shortly after we met, we knew we wanted to get married and have a family, and so we did. When I was pregnant with my oldest, Annalise, I had complications and had an emergency C-section the day she turned 34 weeks. Then, she had to stay in the NICU. This was a very hard time for Jose Luis and I. We treasured this baby more than anything, and we continuously had to leave a piece of our hearts at the hospital. Finally, the day came when we were told that she was going to be discharged, and we were offered the opportunity to spend a night in the NICU and learn how to feed, bathe, and care for our little preemie. We had taken classes and had so many plans, but nothing could have prepared us to take care of such a small and delicate baby. I watched as Jose Luis was very involved in taking care of her, how careful and worried he was to make sure she was okay. All he wanted to do was protect her and care for her every need. I had never seen a father take care of his child like this. Really, I hardly had seen fathers taking care of their children, period. Mine had not been around growing up, so I had no idea what a father's love looked like. But this story is not about Jose Luis either. My father and I had developed a relationship for a few years. He had an accident, and this is another story. He stopped drinking, and we got to know each other. Another answered prayer. Shortly after Annalise came home, my dad came to visit. I had such a hard time when he came over. I couldn't believe how he had kicked us out of his home when I was little. I couldn't believe that he didn't look for me and take care for me when I was growing up. How can something this precious not give him the strength to give up drinking and watch over his little girl? It was a struggle for sure. But God revealed himself in the midst of the situation and continues to do so as I watch Jose Luis care for Annalise and Emily. This story is about him. Through the love of my husband for his daughters, I have been able to see over and over again God's love for me. If you know my husband, he's a protector. He watches over those girls like a lion and will not allow anyone to hurt them. He's a listener. He can spend hours listening to my daughters talk, read, and make up stories together. He's present. He stops what he's doing to focus on his little girls when they need him. He's a problem solver. The girls will go to him to solve their big problems, and they know he will take care of it. When Annalise was a toddler, I loved seeing her look up at him and know that she was loved by him and that he will always take care of her. I had never known this level of love, a love between a daughter and her father, a love so pure, so beautiful, and so strong. I am finally able to understand, within my human limitations, God's love for me. He is my protector. He listens to me. He's present in every aspect of my life. I can go to him with my big problems, even though they are minor in his eyes. Seeing Jose Luis as a human love his daughters the way he does made me realize how much more God the Father, who is perfect, loves me and protects me.